ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ, ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ, ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ, ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ, ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ, ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ, ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ, ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ, ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ, ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ, ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਇਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਨਾਮ, ਕਰਤਾ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰਭਉ ਨਿਰਵੈਰ, ਅਕਾਲ ਮੂਰਤ ਅਜੂਨੀ ਸੈਭੰ ਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਜਪ। ਆਦਿ ਸਚ ਜੁਗਾਦਿ ਸਚ, ਹੈ ਭੀ ਸਚ, ਨਾਨਕ ਹੋਸੀ ਭੀ ਸਚ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ
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 ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਮੇਲ ਲਿਹੋ ਦਿਆਲ ਟਹਿ ਪੈ ਦੁਆਰਿਆ, ਰੱਖ ਲਿਵੋ ਦੀਨ ਦਿਆਲ ਪ੍ਰਮਤ ਬੋ ਹਾਰਿਆ। ਭਗਤ ਵਿਸ਼ਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਬਿਰਦ ਹਰ ਪਤ ਤੇ ਉਦਾਰਿਆ, ਤੁਝ ਬਿਨ ਨਾਹੀ ਕੋਇ ਬਿਨੋ ਮੋਹਿ ਸਾਰਿਆ। ਕਰ ਗਏ ਲਿਹੋ ਦਿਆਲ ਸਾਗਰ ਸੰਸਾਰਿਆ, ਕਿਛ ਰੂਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਛ ਜਾਤ ਨਾਹੀ, ਕਿਛ ਢੰਗ ਨ ਮੇਰਾ। ਕਿਆ ਮੋਲ ਹੈ ਬੋਲੇ ਗੁਣ ਬਿਹੂਨ, ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਨਾ ਤੇਰਾ। ਹਮ ਪਾਪੀ ਸੰਗ ਗੁਰ ਉਬਰੇ, ਪੁਨ ਸਤ ਗੁਰ ਕੇਰਾ। ਡੰਡੋਤ ਬੰਧਨ ਅਨਕ ਬਾਰ, ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਡੋਲਣ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ, ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਗਿਆਨ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਿਛ ਕਰਮ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ, ਸਾਰ ਨ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ। ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ, ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ। ਸਭ ਤੇ ਵੱਡਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਨਾਨਕ, ਜਿਨ ਕਲ ਰਾਖੀ ਮੇਰੀ।
ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀਓ। ਤਰਨਾ ਪੋਇ ਹੀ ਗਇਓ, ਲਿਓ ਜਰਾ ਤਨ ਜੀਤ। ਕਹੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਭਜ ਹਰ ਮਨਾ, औद जात है बीत तरना पोयो ही गयो लियो जरा तन जीत
वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। ਧੰਨ 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 ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਾਵਨ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਹਜ਼ੂਰੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠੀ ਹੋਈ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ। We are so blessed, Sad Sangat Ji, that Guru Sahib Ji has allowed us to come into their darbar and to be able to be part of Sangat and listen to their Gurbani, their part, their Kirtan, their Geet, their Ilahi Bani, Sad Sangat Ji. We are so fortunate to be able to have these opportunities. And in these moments, Sad Sangat Ji, let's all remember that we are, with Guruji's Kirpa, going through the Bani of Salok Mahalla Naam from Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. Just to remind everybody, Sad Sangat Ji, this Bani or this Katha series that Guru Sahib Ji has blessed us all with, it's in remembrance of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, specifically because it's Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's 350th year of the Shahidi Divas this year. And as we all remember Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji in many different ways, around London and Birmingham and around many other cities across the world, there's upralle projects happening, be it on social media, be it by having divans, be it by having other Gatha programs, all about Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani. In Leeds, Sad Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib Ji have blessed us with us to be able to go through their Salok Mahalla Naam, the final Bani that Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave to all of us. And in this Bani, Sad Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib Ji are telling us really straight to the point about how we should really think about our life, what is happening in our life, and what are we doing, what we're not doing, and how or what should be the purpose of our life and our breath, every breath that we take. We've heard from Guru Sahib Ji in the first slok, just a quick recap, where Maharaj says, Gunu Gobind gayo nahi janam akarat keen, that if we haven't sung the praises of the divine, of Vaheguru, of Akal Purakh, of God, if we haven't sung those praises, then this life is a waste. It's real straight talk. There's no fluff in Guru Sahib Ji's instruction and guidance and their Bani to us. They say, Koho Nanak har pajmana, jabid jal ko mean. They're giving us encouragement that it's not too late. They're not saying in a way ke tusi cholo bhagti nahi kiti, simran nahi kita, that's it, it's game over. They're giving us a chance and they're saying, okay, we haven't done it up to this point in life. Let's not worry about that now. What's done is done. They're saying, Kohananak har pajmana. Now we have an opportunity to meditate and join in with Simran, oh my mind. Har pajmana. Man di gal karde hai, apne man nu keh rahe hai. They're saying to our mind, they're saying to their mind first. This is why some, you could say, great scholars have actually said that when someone's doing prachar, when we're reading Bani, if someone's talking about themselves first, then like Guru Sahib Ji are here, they are considered like a great pracharak. People like me, I make so many mistakes and end up making mistakes about the Sangat, and I do apologize. But Sad Sangat Ji, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj are talking about themselves and saying, Go Nanak har pajmana. But they're telling us as well in the same way. Jai bid jal ko mean, meditate like a fish can't live without water. We can't live without that Simran, without that place of complete tranquility and relaxation, meditation, in that place where we can meet Akal Purakh Vaheguru. In the second slok, which we covered last week, Sad Sangat Ji, Maharaj continue and they say, Bikyan syo kahe rachyo, nimak na ho hai udas. Bikyan, Sad Sangat Ji, the translations, I think they say sin and corruption. But last week we explored Bikyan to actually mean a lot more than that, and how Bikyan really can be our vices that are leading us astray within the illusion of the world. And in that play, Maharaj is saying, Bikyan so kahe rachyo, that we are so embroiled and engrossed in this play of the world, of this poison. Nimak na ho hai udas, not for an instant have we been udas. Udas here means detached. Not for an instant have we thought that this furna, this thought that's coming into my mind, which is connecting me to this illusion of Maya, of this chakra of the world, have I ever been disconnected from that for an instant? It's like when we try to meditate, when we try to come into a place of Simran, and when a thought comes, we easily get onto the train of thoughts. And then we think about this and we think about that, and all of a sudden we forgot that we're doing Simran in the first place. And this is natural, by the way, which is why Guru Sahib Ji constantly telling us ways and techniques and things we can do to try and control our mind. We're human being at the end of the day, but Guru Sahib Ji is putting us on a path of learning, which is why they gave the example of the fish. Yearn to do Simran, yearn to go into that place of sun, where everything is silent, where it's just calm, like a fish can't live without water. Here they're saying, Bikyan seo kya hai rachyo, nimak na ho hai udas. Not for an instant have we been detached from the world. Goh nanak paj harmana, pare na jam ki fas. That if we were to be able to connect with Guru Sahib, with Vaheguru Ji, even for an instant, Goh nanak paj harmana, pare na jam ki fas. That fast, the noose of death that the Jamdut, the messengers of death will put us on, we won't be placed in that. We will avoid that because we are in constant remembrance of the divine. So Maharaj is really straight to the point, telling us what we need to do in life. And in these next few sloks, Sadh Sangat Ji, let's explore how Maharaj is now talking to us about youth and old age. Hanji.
तरना पोयो ही गयो लियो जरा तन जीत.
So Sadh Sangat Ji, let's just do a literal translation of these first two sloks that we're going to cover today. Tarana po means youth, so quite simply Jwani, as we would say in Punjabi, or even in Gurbani we'd have the word as Joban, which means youth as well. Tarana po yo hi geo, o eon chal gaya. Punjabi ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿ ਦੋ ਨਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਇਉਂ ਹੀ geo means ਚਲ ਗਿਆ, it's gone. Our youth has just gone ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ. ਤਰਨਾ ਪੋ ਇਉਂ ਹੀ geo ਲਿਓ ਜਰਾ ਤਨ ਜੀਤ. And ਲਿਓ jara means old age, tan means our body, jeet means to win. Maharaj is saying that your youth has just gone by past you and old age has taken over your body. It's won over your body. And that is the literal translation of that first punkti of this slok. Hanji.
Kaho nanak paj harmana aud jaat hai beet.
And Tan Satguru Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, as the ninth form of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji, saying Kaho nanak paj harmana. Again they're saying paj harmana. Paj, meditate. Go into a place of meditation, deep meditation. Paj harmana aud jaat hai beet. That your life is just passing away. Or the jaat hai beat, or beeti jandiya. It's just going past you and you haven't even acknowledged what you should be doing. Hanji.
Bird payo suja nahi kaal pahuchyo aan.
So now Guru Sahib Ji has gone from youth and they're now talking about old age. Bird payo, bird da matlab, bird ho gaya banda, bird as in old. Old age has come, bird payo. Sujay nahi, you haven't understood this. Soji nahi aayi. Tu buddha bhi ho gaya. Maharaj is saying to me, tu buddha bhi ho gaya. You've got older. And tenu soji nahi aayi. You haven't had any understanding of what you need to be doing. Kaal pahunchyo aan. And kaal here means death. Now death is reaching out for you and it's going to grab you as you're just getting older. You need to do something. Maharaj continues. Hanji.
Kaho nanak nar bavre kyo na paja bhagwan.
So beautifully, eloquently, Maharaj just kills it with this punkti. Maharaj says, Kaho nanak nar bavre. Bavre da matlab, oh pagal bandaya. Oh you crazy old fool. What are you doing? Kaho nanak nar bavre kyo na paja Bhagavan, why are you not meditating on God? Why are you not connecting with the One? So in these two sloks, Sadh Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib Ji is talking to us about youth. As we go through our life and as we get older, what happens? Let's just reflect upon these for a moment, Sad Sangat Ji. Maaf karna, we haven't got a clock on the pillar, so I have to keep on checking my phone that we don't go over. So, Maharaj is saying, Taranapo yohigyo. Why are they referencing youth? Let's just reflect for a moment. Sad Sangat Ji, if there's any of us in youth, children especially, whilst they're young, if they're able to come into Sangat in their youthful age, if they're able to learn Gurbani, if they're able to learn Kirtan and do Simran and do Seva, Sad Sangat Ji, that is a massive blessing. Nothing to be underestimated. If our children are coming to the Gurukar and they're doing Seva and they're getting involved in Gurbani, in Path, in Kirtan, in just general Seva, even like Gatka, Shastra, Vidya, anything that's helping them connect to Sikhi and Guru Sahib, Sad Sangat Ji, this is a blessing. Let's not undervalue that. Because in youth, and I'm talking from experiences, some of you may be, but certainly from me, as I was growing up, I didn't have this Sangat. And many people out there didn't have this Sangat. And our youth has just faded away and it's gone. Maharaj is talking specifically about youth. But the reality is, in majority of cases, the youth are not into Sikhi. The youth are not into meditation. The youth are not spiritual. The youth haven't connected. But there's some people who are. And I'm not discouraging that. So let's just reflect upon a Shabad from Guru Nanak Dev Ji for a moment. Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, in a Bani called Pehre, there's 4 paudiyaan to this Shabad. And in this Bani of Pehre, Guru Sahib Ji talk about that in each Pehre is like a stage of life. Pehle Pehre Vanjarya Mitra. Pehle Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra, Maharaj says. Pehle Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra. Rain means like a stage of night. Pehle Pehre, in the first stage of this night of your life. Pehle Pehre Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra. Oh my friend. Oh my Vanjarya, as a trader they're saying. But oh my friend, Hukum Pya Garbas. That Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji's hukum has allowed you to come into your mother's womb and you're going to take birth. In this first body, Guru Nanak Dev Ji explained that a child is coming in to this world, they're in their mother's womb, they're in a state of Simran, they've come from the spiritual world and they're in remembrance of where they've come from in this first stage of life. In the second stage, Maharaj say, Duje Pehre Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra. Again, Duje Pehre Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra. They're saying now, they're talking about how that person, that child, has forgotten to do Simran. Visar gaya dhyan. Visar gaya, chal gaya. Oh dhyan nahi rakhoya. That focus hasn't been. Because when a child is born, a child is then thinking about their hunger, their physical body, their needs. They get passed around. They meet their family, their brothers, their siblings, their mother, their father. All of a sudden, they're building a connection to the world. Can you see that? A child starts to build a connection to the world and forgets where they've actually come from. That spiritual world. In the third stage, which is where we're going to reflect upon, Guru Sahib Ji says, Tije Pehre Rain ke Vanjarya Mitra. Tan Joban Syo Chit. That we've actually, in the third stage of our life, Tan, our wealth, and Joban, our youth, Syo Chit. We are focusing more on our youth and our money in this third stage of our life. And in that third stage, Maharaj continued to say, Har ka naam na chete hi vanjarya mitra. Har ka naam na chete hi vanjarya mitra. We've not remembered Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji's naam, their Simran, in our youth. And in that state, we are bado chitte chitta. That we have not had this opportunity. We haven't taken this chance to break away from these bondages of life. They continue and they say, Har ka naam na cheti prani. Har ka naam na chete prani. O prani, the one who breathes, you haven't remembered Akal Purukh Vaheguru. they continue and they explain to us that Bikal Pya Sang Maya. Bikal means confused. This chakra of Maya has confused you. ਅਸੀਂ confuse ਹੋਏ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਸੱਚ ਕੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਝੂਠ ਆ This dunya has made everything such and ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਉਹ ਧਿਆਨ ਲਗਾਉਣਾ ਝੂਠ has made it a lie. This world has become our truth, but the real truth we've forgotten. They say Tansyo rata joban mata ehla janam gavaya. Guru Nanak Dev Ji the bachan. This is from Guru Nanak Dev Ji. They're saying that in Joban we're so consumed by our youth and then we're so consumed by our wealth. Tansyo rata joban mata ehla janam gavaya. Ida janam apa gavaya, we've wasted our life. Taram syo vapar na kito. Tarmi koi gal nahi apa kiti. We haven't done anything that's righteousness. Taram syo vapar na kito. Karam na kito mit. Apne dostan de naal, with our friends, we haven't done any good deeds in our youth. We've just been stuck in the world and doing our worldly things, and that could be examples of anything that keeps you away from Sikhi, anything that keeps you away from Vaheguru. Typical things as we talk about alcohol, going to bars and clubs, getting into societies that take you away from your connection with the divine, make you forget the divine. When we're consumed with alcohol, our mind is already in a fizz. It's already going off somewhere, and we're not able to control where our mind is. And that consumption then puts us in a state of not remembering because we're so eluded to everything else. But that's just one example. We could be in a group of friends where we're constantly being bombarded with lust and anger, greed and jealousy. Things that make us think, I want that house, or I want that car, or I want the next best thing. Whatever that might be. Or we're in a place of slander. Satsang ji, nindya bahut maadi cheez ya. Sab to baddi maadi cheez nindya. Guru Sahib Ji says it's fire. You don't want to mess with that. Nindya is slandering, talking negative to somebody, or talking behind somebody's back. Bullying. You know, that is so frowned upon from Guru Sahib Ji. These things we have to really contemplate and reflect upon our lives and say, is this the right thing for me? Should I be doing this? That's something that we should do every day. Maharaj continue and they talk about how then they say, Kahe Nanak, Tije Pehre Prani, Tanajoban Syochit. That in this third stage of our life, we have just been stuck in our youth and our wealth. Satsang ji gale sachi hai. Gyani Pindarpal Singh ji said this in their katha. I can't take any credit for this, but their words were so clear. Jad ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ, ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ, then ਮੈਂ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ में translate ਕਰਾਂਗਾ. ਜਦ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਮਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਾ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ 'ਚ ਸਮਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ. ਜਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਮਝ ਪੈਗੀ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਫਿਰ ਸਮਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ. When we have the time in our life, or we think we have time, we don't have the understanding. We don't have the complete understanding that we're supposed to come into Sangat and do some Simran. And when we do have that understanding, we don't have the time. Time nikal janda. We need to reflect upon what we're doing in our life. Are we able to come into a state of Simran? Are we able to come into Sangat and join in with Kirtan? Are we able to do that? Now, we are blessed in the sense that we are all here today in Sangat, or maybe online people are listening in. But coming to the Guru Kar, coming into Sangat, having darshan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and coming into a place where we can do Simran, like when we did the Mangla Charan, and normally started to do Mangla Charan, Satsang Ji just in my mind thought we'll do one Mool Mantar and we'll go straight into the Shabad and we'll go straight into the Katha. But today it just felt different in the sense that actually, you know what, today let's just do our 5 Mool Mantars and our 5 Gur Mantars together. Because even that is our Simran together as a Sangat. And that has value. Because kushta kush sade lekhe lage Maharaj ke kirpa de naal, something may be accepted to Vaheguru Ji just by us doing that together. So Maharaj said to us that youth is something that detracts us from coming to spirituality. But if we are lucky and blessed, our children, we can still come into that state of bhakti and meditation as well. Now when Maharaj continue and they talk about bird peo, sujay nahi. Bird banda old ho gaya. We've got old now in life. And while Maharaj's referencing old age, what happens when we get older? What happens when the dari goes white? And the tole come on our head? What happens when our teeth can't even chew food anymore properly? We're getting so old where our eyes are becoming, blurred and we haven't got great vision. And what about when our pair, our godde, our feet, our knees start giving up? Is that the time to do bhakti and meditation? Have a think about that. When our teeth aren't being able to be used properly for eating, jabbing, langar, chewing our food, when our eyes aren't working properly, we can't see the projector screen or see the Gutka Sahib when we're reading our part, when our legs are so weak and tired and we can't sit with a jonkra for more than 30 minutes, is that the time to come into Sangat at old age and do Simran? Or should we have done it in our youth? Answer is obvious. Start as soon as we can. Why wait? We have this thinking, this sochani, quite often, and I heard it this morning at a camp in Bradford at Singh Sabha Gurudwara Sahib, and this child really hit me when he said this, and he was talking about different things we can do in the Gurudwara Seva, and he goes, well, when we get older, we can do the Seva like a Gyani does, Bharti Seva. And I thought, a child at the age of 9, 10, is already thinking, okay, when I get older, as in like an older man, I will then be able to do Seva of Guru Sahib. And I had to just pause there and say, whoa, hold on a second, right? You can do that ASAP. You can do that straight away. As long as you've had the training, as long as you've learned, you've had the Santhya, as long as you've been taught what to do, you can do that Seva now. As a child, there's nothing stopping you from doing that Seva. As long as we're in Rehet, we might be Redvan, Amritari, let's say we've done our Santhya, we've done all of that, we can do that Seva. There's nothing stopping us. It's just the world stopping us and our notions in our head. I can't do that until I'm much older, like got grey beard and all that kind of stuff. Smash that concept to smithereens. That should not be the case. Our children, our youth, even us, Sad Sangaji, whilst we're here, we should not have to think that we have to wait until we're 50, 60, 70 before we can be blessed with Amrit, before we can do Seva of Guru Sahib Ji, before we can do any Bharti Seva or anything like that. Guru Sahib Ji have blessed us all to be able to have that opportunity to come into Seva, and we should not ignore that. We have that opportunity. So I explained to that child that there's actually many young bache, Gursikh children from Punjab that I've seen on YouTube and stuff, and you hear about them who actually come and they've done Sahaj Parts already by the age of 10. They've done Guru Granth Sahib Ji Santhya by the age of 10. They're doing Akhand Path Roll Seva by the age of 11, 12. It can be done, and you don't need to wait until you're much older. That sometimes we have this belief. So there's a Shabad from Bhagat Farid Ji which references what I was saying before about Jabban, Chalan, Ratan. Jabana, dandanal kush khana, chewing our food. Jabban, Chalan, Ratan. Say Saniyar, Bage. Saniyar means listening. We as we get older, we can't hear. We get hard of hearing. I think I'm a bit guilty of that as well, getting older. But our ears stop working, our eyes stop working, our legs, our knees. Maharaj Bhagat Farid Ji saying, say Saniyar, Bage. Eh bas chalde nahi hege. Then in the ugly pankti they say hede mitata hai. He hasn't got that on the projector yet. But hede mitata hai se jani chal gaye. Se jani. So saying hede is my body. Mitata hai. They're saying that they're crying, my body's crying out, oh my friends, se jani chal gaye, kithe gaye tusi? Where have you gone? The body is talking to the eyes, the body is talking to the ears and the movement of the legs. Where have you gone? You've left me in my old age. So Maharaj is constantly reminding us, if we pay attention to them, that you know what? The question on the poster was youth or old age. When should I start to do my meditation? Start now. Whether you are 10, 11, 12 or young or teenage, or whether you are 40, 50, 60, it doesn't matter. Let's just start now. Because we don't know when that gal, when that death is going to be on us. We don't walk around with a timer that says, right, you've only got this many breaths left or this many days left. Imagine if we knew that. Imagine if one day the doctor said to us, Mr. Singh, you've literally got, 5 months. And that's it. You'd be in a state of, I'm talking about myself, I'd be in a state of panic. Right, leave my job, come to the Gurdwara and just cram in as much seva as I could. Because I'll be thinking, right, I've got 5 months, let's just get the seva crammed in, let's just get the Simran Sam crammed in. Because every single moment is going to be valuable, right? Now, imagine the reality is this. No one said that to us. For some people, that might be the case. Maybe the doctor has said that. But for the majority of us, we don't know that. No one has said to us. But Maharaj says to us all the time, Kaal Beal Jo Paryo Dole Mukh Pasare Meet. That Kaal Beal Jo Paryo Dole. That Kaal is right over your shoulder. Mukh Pasare Meet. It's like it's got its mouth wide open. It's going to grab you at any moment in time. You just don't know what time that's going to be. It's so interesting. We would listen to the doctor when the doctor says you've got X amount of time. But when our Guru says you've got X amount of time, they haven't given us a definition of X, but they've literally said you ain't got much time. Fir vi assi lazy ho jande ha. Kadi sochya? We ever thought about that? A doctor says to us, hey man, you ain't got long. Guru Sahib Ji says you've got 24 hours. But we don't know. We just don't do it. So it's something that I reflect upon. And it makes me think, okay, what are we doing? Now, when I think about this, Sad Sangaji, and I was reflecting on these bhaktiyan, I was also reflecting about something else that's happening this weekend. And as part of the Basics of Sikhi team, as a lot of you know, Sad Sangaji, Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji, they started Basics of Sikhi quite a few years ago. I think it was 2010, 2011. And Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji, unfortunately in 2017, they, passed away, Akal Chalana ho gaya. And they weren't past 40, I think they were 38. And they were just given 6 months. They weren't well, they were diagnosed with cancer. And then I think this was in January 2017 or December 2016, it came out into the public and they had 6 months. And this weekend we're remembering them. In London, there's divans happening, there's Sejbat happening to remember Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji. And why this makes me reflect upon them specifically, especially this weekend, because we're talking about this, youth and old age. In their youth, they were at university, and Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji talk about this on the videos online. I'm sure you've seen them. If you haven't, you can Google them and check them on YouTube. Check it out. They talk about in their life, they were at university, they were munne, he had a haircut, like trimmed beard, no beard in some cases. I think he was the head of the hip-hop society at university as well, right? So he's just a chilled guy doing his thing at university. And he came into Sangat by chance, just by chance. Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji, they just by coincidence, nothing's a coincidence, and that's all engineered by God, right? Nothing's a coincidence. They came to their friend's house and they were going to get a lift to Oxford where they were studying. And the friend said, Chal theek hai, before we have anything to eat, let's just get the guitar out and we'll do a bit of Simran. So as they got the guitar out and they're about to do a bit of Simran, as soon as they said Vaheguru, and they got into the Vaheguru Gurmantar, something happened to Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji. Viji had some kind of an experience that, he knows or Vaheguru knows, and that's it. That experience shook him. It was that powerful. As he went home, he then reflected upon that and he said, I want more of this. I need to know what this is all about. Remember, he's a normal guy at university, head of the hip-hop society, got a haircut, literally no dari, and he's had an experience. Okay? He wants to know more. So he then goes to a Sikhi camp, finds Sangat, experiences this again, realizes that there is a greater play happening by a greater being, a divine being. He realizes something. He falls in love with Sikhi just by coming into a group of Sangat in a house and saying Vaheguru. That is the power of that Gur Mantar. It can change anybody. And if they did this in their youth, going from one extreme, let's say, to the extreme of being a global pracharak, setting the standards of how the youth today do prachar, he was a massive inspiration for myself and many, many others. Massive. His way, his etiquette, his style, the words he would say, the way he would express himself and express the Gurbani Panktiyan to give the message of Guru Nanak Dev Ji to the world is unparalleled. Unparalleled. That is our brother Bhai Jagrad Singh, and we are remembering them this weekend as well. Tomorrow is their birthday, but these Panktiyan about youth and old age are just so reflective about their journey as well. That in their youth, as soon as they realized that there is a power at play and they had a mission to do, they just cracked on with that mission and got the job done. They didn't wait thinking, chal main 40 saal da ho ke chal main fir gurudware jaunga. I used to have that notion. 50, yeah, when I get near retirement, then I'll take Umrat and then I'll get into Sikhi. By that time, I'll come to the Gurdwara, join the committee and be a Pradhan and X, Y, and Z. Tell people how to do their job and all that good stuff, right? But nay, that's not how it works. Because I don't know if I was ever going to get to that point in life. I still might never get to that point in life. Why waste time? And Bhai Jagrad Singh Ji knew that, realized that. So Sad Sangat Ji, let's continue through the other two sloks that we're going to try and cover today. And let's see how Maharaj gives us their guidance to be able to join with Paramatma. Hanji.
Tan dara sampat sagal jana apni karman.
So Maharaj in this next slok say Tan dara sampat sagal. So let's just break these down. What does this mean? So Tan is our wealth, our money. Dara is our wife or our spouse, our partner. Sampat means all of our possessions. Sagal means everything. So everything we have in life, effectively, Tan, Dara, Sampat, Sagal, Jin Apni, Karman. Whoever sees those items in their world to be theirs. Hanji.
Inme kach sangi nahi nanak sachi jana.
Maharaj explained to us, Inme kach sangi nahi. There is nothing truthful in those possessions, in your family relationships, in your wealth, in your tan. Inme kach sangi nahi nanak sachi jan. Know this to be the truth. Everything we go around trying to grab and earn and chase, be it our phones, our kapre, our possessions, our family, our life. Maharaj is saying it straight up. Tan, Dara, Sampat, Sagal. Everything that we have, we think we have, do not think of it as yours. Jin apni kar maan. Inme kach sangi nahi, nanak sachi jan. There's no truth in those things. What does that really mean for us? Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj in Rag Prabhati, they have a shabad which can help us reflect upon this. Maharaj says, Maya moho sagal jag shaya. Maya moho sagal jag shaya. That Maya, this illusion of the world, moho, attachment to that Maya, sagal jag shaya, is all over the world. It's spread across everywhere. Then they say, Kaman dekh, kam lobhaya. When we see someone of the opposite gender, be it our wife or our husband, that evokes kam, that evokes lust. Might not be our husband or our wife, it could be somebody else. Kaman dekh, kam lobhaya. Kaam sade te aa janda. We get that lust because we've seen that with our eyes. This is the world. This is the chakkar of Maya. This is what we're stuck in. Maharaj continue and they say, Sut kanchan syon het vidaya. Sut is our children, our family. Kanchan is gold. Gold, let's say our wealth, our gold coins that we collect. Syon het vidaya. Het means love. We've fallen in love with all of these possessions, all of these things that we have, our children, our family. But they continue and they say to us that actually, apna sab kich kiya. Maaf karna, sab kich apna kiya. Sab kich apna ikram paraya. We've made everything apna. Sab kich apna ikram paraya. When I read that pankti, Sadh Sangat Ji, that hit me hard. ਅਸੀਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਆਪਣਾ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰਾਮਿਆ ਰਮਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਪਰਮਾਤਮਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਵਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਕਰਤਾ ਪਰਾਇਆ means we've made God an outsider. We haven't brought God, Vaheguru, into our lives. We haven't got close to them. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਰਾਇਆ ਕਰਤਾ. When I heard that and I read that, I thought, wow, Sadh Sangat Ji, Guru Sahib Ji, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ like bade beyant ho. The way that you explain these things was, can you imagine that we could say that Guru Sahib Ji tusi sade paraya? No way. How could you even imagine that? That Guru Sahib Ji, you're an outsider, or Vaheguru Ji, you're a paraya because I am so intoxicated and in love with all of my possessions and my family and my children. That was deep to see that and reflect upon that. And it makes me think, actually, you know what? Sachi, and I'm sure some of you, Sadh Sangat Ji, have experienced a loss in your families. But you know, when that person is going, you can hold their hand and you can do whatever you want, but you cannot stop them from going. And when that person goes, what do they take with them? They don't take their kapre. They don't take a koddi. They don't take a coin. They don't take a shell. They don't take an iota of anything physical in this world. They take nothing. Their atma just goes. So the question you might ask is, if Maharaj is saying to us that our family, our wealth, our possessions, all these things, we shouldn't have them, why do we work? It's a valid question. Why do we go and work so hard? Why is a Sikh in the Punjabi community, as we say, or the Sikh people, why do we work so hard? And if Maharaj is saying that none of it's going to go with you, you might think, well, what's the point? Huh? I thought that too. The point is the word apni. Let's just go back to that pankti. Tan dara sampat sagal. Jin apni kar maan. Let's just reflect on apni. What does apni mean? Apni means mine. If we think that these possessions are mine, je aapa soch rahe ki sara kuch mera hai, है ना, ए अपनी करमान असी मान के कि मेरा है अपनी. That's our downfall. It's the apni. We need to try and adopt a mindset where we actually say, yeah, okay, we've earned this because we're living in this physical world, but if this thing has to go away tomorrow, I'm okay with it. That's a practice of detachment. If we are in a state of attachment, we're saying, no, this is my mobile phone, you can't have it. Or this is my car, you can't have it. It's very hard to do. Just imagine if someone comes up to you and say, can I have your car keys, please? Would we willingly just give our car keys to somebody? This is the level that we're talking about. Might make you think twice. But I know a Guru Sikh in this Gurukar who's been doing seva for many years. Somebody came up to him and said, "Mere ko phone nahi hega. Can I just get your phone? Can I just use it?" He actually gave him his phone and he said, "Tu le ja, mainu nahi chahiye." He gave him his phone. This is the level that some Guru Sikhs are out there who are able to do that and just willingly give their things away. Mainu nahi hega, tu le ja, doesn't matter. Maharaj mainu hor bhi de dena. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, I've just remembered a Sakhi very quickly, Sadh Sangat Ji. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji were a child. And Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji were going to the Anand Karaj, the wedding of their elder brother Baba Gurditta Ji. And when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj as a young child were going to the Anand Karaj, as the whole Janet and the Bharat were all coming in, Guru Sahib Ji, again in their youth, saw a poor child in the corner playing in the cold. Guru Sahib Ji went to that child, and the child had no kapre or anything. Guru Sahib Ji said, how can I help you? Child said, I haven't got any clothes, I haven't got any food. Guru Sahib Ji was adorned in jewelry because they were the son of a king. Son of Sri Guru Har Gobind Patsha Ji, our Miri Piri de Malak. So Guru Sahib Ji was adorned with jewelry and kapre and beautiful clothes. They took everything off, all the clothes, gave it to the child and gave him their jewels and said, Jake, go and get yourself some food. Go and get yourself whatever you need for you and your family, Alaja. This is Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj from a young age. They had no care for their possessions. And when Mata Nanki Ji, their mother, saw them, can you imagine a Nand Karaj, a wedding, and your child's running around half naked with no kapre on? You were like, yo, where's your kapre gone? What have you done with your clothes and your jewelry that I've spent so much money to? I would be screwing, you know, where's that golden kada that I got you? Where's that gold chain that I got you? But Mata Ji realized, Kirni, Eda Rabda Rupya, they already had that inclination. So Mata Ji then took him, got him wrapped up and got him a new set of clothes and dealt with it. But look at the detachment there. Look at the detachment where Maharaj didn't think about their own things. They gave their kapre. And look at their shahidi. They gave their life for human rights. They gave their life for another faith so that they could practice their dharma. And it wasn't even the Sikh dharma. The biggest qurbani that you could do, they gave their life for somebody else. That's how detached Guru Sahib Ji was. They didn't even care about their body. They didn't care about their possessions. Now, Sadh Sangat Ji, reflecting, we're not in that situation, okay, we have to do that. But at least we could try to program our mind to be a bit detached. Or at least know that one day, the person who's walking out the door of my house, I might not see them again. Be it my mother, or my father, or my children, or my wife. Could be anybody. Can we imagine just trying to just think for a moment that if every day I see my wife go to work, or my son, or whoever go away from home, I might not see them again. This is the level of detachment that Guru Sahib is trying to do. And why do they want us to do that? They want us to do this because they are trying to reduce our suffering. Going back to that Shabad, where Maharaj talks about Sab Kich Apana, where everything is mine, Sab Kich Apana, and then Vaheguru is Paraya. That Pankti, right? Where Maharaj is saying Sab Kich Apana, Ikram Paraya. In the next Pankti, Maharaj says, Aisi Jab Japo Jap Mali. Say, chant on something, do some Simran. Aisa Jab Japo Jap Mali. Jap Mali means like you do Simran on a mala. Idada Jap Koro, where it's continuous, just continuously going. Idada Jap Koro. Do that kind of meditation, because in the next Pankti, Maharaj says, Dukh Sukh Parhar Pagat Nirali. Our Dukh and our Sukh, oh, dur ho janda. We're not bound by this suffering that we might feel when we lose a loved one. We might not have that suffering when we lose our wealth. We might not have that suffering when we lose our kapre, something that is dear to us. This is what Guru Sahib is trying to train our mind to be. So hard to do. But more is a vice, Sadh Sangat Ji. More is attachment. We often talk about calm, lust. We talk about krodh, anger. We talk about greed, lobh. We don't often talk about more. Attachment, we just skip through it and go straight to the ego. Oh God. But more, Sadh Sangat Ji, is a big vice, because more brings us down into a very dark space, because if we can't learn to let go of something, we struggle. We struggle. So in this way, Maharaj is saying to us, Tana Dara Sampat Sagal Jin Apni Karman, whoever thinks of them as yours, as your own. Maharaj continues to say, Inme Kach Sangi Nahi, Nanak Sachi Jan. Know this, the truth, that they are all false. They're not going to give you the true happiness. that you really, really need in this life. Hanji.
पतित उदाहरण पै हरण हर अनाथ के नाथ.
Patat udharan paharan. So patit the matlab kiya Sad Sangat ji. Patit, if we look at Mahan Kosh, which is like the dictionary of Guru Granth Sahib Ji effectively by Gan Singh Nabha. And patit means someone jada digya hoya. Digya hoya matlab who's like fallen and is not doing anything dharmi, not doing anything righteous, committing sin, let's say. That is a patit. Udaran means savior, as in Guru Sahib Ji is our savior. Udaran. Patit udaran pe means fear. Haran is to eradicate. Patit udaran pe haran. Har anath ke nath. Har, O Vaheguru, anath means an orphan. Someone who hasn't got someone with them. Someone who hasn't got a mother and father. Anath ke nath. Maharaj is saying that Guru Sahib Ji, Vaheguru, they are the ones who can actually save the sinners. Now just reflect upon this for a moment. Sometimes, I have spoken about this before, but I'll mention it again because it's Maharaj's hukum here, the Maharaj's shabad. Sometimes we think that we're not worthy. कि असी चंगे काम नहीं किते, ता ऐसी सेवा नहीं कर सकते, असी गुरु साहिब जी दे लागे नहीं आ सकते, असी बड़े पापियां ता सानू संगत ने सानू माफ नहीं करना. We sometimes think that our community won't forgive us. You know, we've committed so many sins. I've committed adultery, I've drunk alcohol, I've eaten copious amounts of meat, and I've done drugs, you know, I've done a robbery. I don't know what that could be. We've just committed sins. We've slandered, you know, we've talked negativity about somebody, we've bullied someone, we've hurt somebody, all of that. Whatever that might be going through our head, right? Maharaj is saying that patat udharan, you might think, I might think, I'm in a certain place of paap and sin. But mera udhar karan wala Guru Sahib. Sanu udharan wala Guru Sahib. Sanda udhar o karde. They save us. They are the ones who can get us from a place of where we might have committed sin to a place of some kind of following. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj have a beautiful shabad. They say, Jaise balak pae subaye, lak aparad kamave. Like a child commits so many sins, Jaisa balak pae subaye, lak aparad kamave. He's committed so many sins like a child. Like, I'll talk about myself. I've committed so many sins. And like a father would see that their child has committed so many sins. Kar upades, chidke boh pati, bhor pita gal lave. A father would tell off their child so many times, and even might have to, you know, I won't encourage this, might even have to, you know, get a bit physical to reach a pair and say, Aki karta tu. Give him a little slap and say, what are you doing? You commit so many paap, you're still doing this wrong. I've told you so many times, you're doing it wrong. You've made a mistake, sort it out. Kar updes, chidke boh pati, but Fairvi oh pita ne, Fairvi that father will still get their child and say, Aja mere putter, I love you. Main Fairvi main tenu pyar karda. I still love you, my child. This is our Guru. This is our Guru. Our Guru Sahib does this for us. They'll tell us off, sanu chidkange, kar updes, chidke boh pati, bahut pita gallave, par Fairvi inna diyan bahan khuliyan ya. Guru Sahib's arms are wide open saying, come, I will still forgive you, but you need to do something. We have to say, Pichle Organ, Bakshle Prab. ठीक है ना साढ़े जड़े पिछले औगण है ना हम अवगण भरे एक गुण नहीं पिछले औगण बख्श ले प्रभ no बख्श लो. Please forgive me for my past mistakes. I mean it. But come and say that from a place of sincerity. Mean it when we say that पिछले औगण बख्श ले प्रभ, but then की आगे मार्ग पावे. Put me on your path. तुसी मैंने थोड़े मार्ग ते लाओ, थोड़े पंथ नाल जोड़ो. I want to follow your path. Forget the worldly stuff. जो तो प्रेम खिलन का चाहो, है ना? अपा शब्द पढ़ते हैं ना? We hear this all the time. जो तो प्रेम खिलन का चाहो. If you want to play this game of love, सिर तर तली gali meri aao. Put your mind, your head in the palm of your hand and walk down this path. It marg pair tarije. As soon as you walk down this path, it marg pair tarije. Ek vari pair pੈ ਗਿਆ. Sir di jaye. Kaan na ki jaye. Once you're walking on that path, give your mind to the Guru. Give your mind to the Guru so the Guru can transform you. Surrender. Like the Mangla Charan, Mele leho dayal, teh pe dwarya. Main ta thak gaya Guru Sahib ji, thode charan cha ke main dig gaya. Mele leho dayal, teh pe dwarya, rakh levo deen dayal, pramat bo harya. I've been everywhere. I've seen everything. But I'm only in your sanctuary because Bhagat Vishal Tera Bird. You love and adore your Bhagats, your people who do your worship. But Patit Udharya, you are the ones who make the Patits, the ones who have fallen, worthy again. This is the power of our Guru Sat Sangaji. And trust me, there are many examples in our recent history who've gone through that process and come out like bright shining stars like Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji. Shining bright across the world. He might have been in that place of Patit, but Maharaj saved him and he became pure, as we saw. Patit udaran pe haran, they destroy our fears. Har anat ke nath. If we ever think that we are on our own, kadi na soche ke tusi kalle ho, kyunki Guru Sahib thode naal hai, Vaheguru thode naal hai. Harek vari in life will throw all sorts of problems at us, but Sad Sangat Ji, Maharaj is always with us. Maharaj will always save us. This is why they are anath, they're not. This is why they are the savior of all of us who feel that we're lonely. They will always be with us. Hanji.
Kaho nanak teh janiye, sada bast tum saath.
So in the same way, Tan Tan Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, the saint was, Kaho nanak teh janiye, know this, sada bast tum saath, that forever and ever Akal Purukh Vaheguru Ji is always going to be with you. Guru Sahib Ji is always going to be with you. You know, Sad Sangat Ji, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ, ਸਾਡੀ ਸਮਾਜ, ਸਾਡੀ community ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਫ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰੇਗੀ. I'll give you an example. We think about the Sakhiyaan, the history of Sajjan. We often say Sajjan Thug, hana? But the truth is, Sajjan Thug hunda si. He used to be. But Sajjan had the darshan of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sajjan Thug to ban gaya Sajjan Bhagat. He became a Bhagat, a devotee of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. But our history still says Sajjan Thug. Similarly, Bhumia Chor. Our history says that Bhumia Chor siga. But Sad Sangat Ji, when he had the darshan of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, Bhumia Chor, Bhumia ਉਹ ਵੀ ਭਗਤ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਸੰਤ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ, ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ ਉਧਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ. He got saved and liberated. Bhumia wasn't a chore. He used to be, but he was transformed, and Bhumia became a great devotee as well. Sad Sangat Ji, think of another example. Bhai Satta Bhai Balwand Ji. Bhai Satta Bhai Balwand, Guru Arjan Dev Ji the Kirtani hunde si. They used to do Kirtan for Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj's Darbar. And they, I won't go into the Sakhi, but they, you could say, betrayed Guru Sahib Ji and moved away from Guru Sahib Ji and said that we don't want to do and have anything to do with Maharaj. Maharaj still forgave them. And they wrote a Bani, Ramkali Diwad, Ramkali Dirag, which one the Bani on the and that Bani is Darj in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Bhai Satata Bhai Balwand. And yet we still think of them for the sins that they committed, for the betrayal and how they forsake their Guru. But Guru Sahib Ji forgave them. And their Bani is in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, where we do Matha Tek every day. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕੇ ਪਾਪ ਕੀਤੇ. ਕੋਡਾ ਰਕਸ਼ ਸੀਗਾ ਨਾ. ਪਰ ਜਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਚੇਲਾ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਭਗਤੀ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਰੱਬ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜ ਗਿਆ. So he wasn't a raksh, he wasn't a carnivore anymore. He changed. But our samaj, our community, still call them the thug, the papi, the raksh, and the whatever. Samaj nahi maaf karegi. Guru maaf karega. Community will not forgive us for whatever we've done, but the Guru will. So why don't we hold on to the palla of the Guru? Simple point. Our community, our families might not be able to forgive us for anything we've done. but the Guru will. Guru always will. Guru is merciful. Guru is benevolent. Guru is forever forgiving. They will always help us as long as we walk on their path and we connect with them and we join onto their journey and their path so they can save us. That is their role, that Guru Sahib Ji will help us connect with Guru Sahib Vaheguru in Sachkhand as well and bring us to a level of mukti. So Sad Sangat Ji, Katha di samapti itthe hai. We've finished the Katha for today. We've gone through 4 sloks and we finished the 6th slok of Salok Mahalla Nava. Next week, Sad Sangat Ji, Bibi Manjeet Kaur Ji will be doing Kirtan and Vichara around Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji's Bani, and then we will continue Salok Mahalla Nava in 2 weeks' time. So, Das Kolon, from myself, Sad Sangat Ji, I know I have committed many mistakes through going through this Katha. मैं बहुत गलतियां कीतियां साध संगत जी, दास नूं माफ़ करियो. Guru Sahib Ji अगे हाथ जोड़ के मैं माफिया मंगदा. Please forgive me for any of those mistakes. But at the same time, Sad Sangat Ji, I ask for your असीसां, क्योंकि असी सारे भैन भरा हां. I've said it before. We are all brothers and sisters. We're all here learning together as the Sikh of the Guru. कोई बड़ा कोई नीचा नहीं हैगा, कोई ज्ञानी जा कुछ भी नहीं है. I'm nothing of that sort. I'm just your brother, learning myself and then trying to share what I've learned with all of you, so that not just I can be saved, but we all can be saved together as a Sangat. So please give me your asisa so that I can learn more and be able to do this seva, and only with your and Guru Sahib Ji's asisa can the seva continue. Deho sajna si siriyan jo hove Sahib se mel. Let's read that last salok and us to baad Guru Sahib Ji di fateh bulaiye ji. Hanji
पतित उदाहरण
पहरन हर नाथ के नाथ, कहो नानक तह जानिए सदा बस्त तुम साथ. वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह. सो गुरु प्यारे